This episode is brought to you by Fox One. Watch all 104 matches of the FIFA World Cup live in 4K for just $19.99 a month with 3 days free. Build your own multi-view, choose up to 3 streams, and follow player spotlights. Stay on top of every moment with live stats, highlights, and instant replays. The FIFA World Cup, streaming live on Fox One. Offers are subject to change. See fox.com for complete terms and conditions.
Orange County won on the road on Saturday night. And Orange County fans, can you imagine him being in anything other than first place in the West? No. I think that makes 13 points on the road in 2026. And we're not even all the way through June. As ever, it's the Orange and Black Soccer Cast on a Tuesday night. It's the home of your 2021 USL Championship thing. I don't know. Ray's got that really down, and I clearly didn't tonight. But welcome to the show. It's a pleasure as always. Here we go. I'm sure someone's probably clipped the intro already and something about me saying imagine being in something other than first place. So let me just get out right ahead of it and say I know that only 9 points separate first place, Orange County, in the West, and last place, Monterey Bay, in the West. It doesn't matter. We're top of the league as far as things are concerned right now. Worry not, everybody. You don't have to just listen to me tonight. I am thrilled to welcome back to the show none other than Brad Polonsky. Brad, welcome back. How are things?
Things are good. I've just settled and moved out into the Okie land where the planes go forever and the churches are on every corner and every flavor and variety that you could find.
Yes. I don't seem to remember that stanza from the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. Might be a late one. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's something like a 2020 or 21st century rendition. I don't know who made it, who quoted it, but I do have to fact check you. You said that we were first in the league. That belongs to Tampa Bay, who is 28 points above their Eastern Conference wooden spoon holders and Sporting Jackson. It really just shows how the East the East is a joke and the West cannibalizes itself.
That's why I don't even consider them in first place, because the East is a joke. I mean, you have 2 teams on single-digit points almost halfway through the season. I mean, and I understand Brooklyn and Sporting Jacks or Jacksonville or whatever their name might actually be. I understand they're new teams, and it's hard. But it's not great. And the West is like this, the East is like this every single year. So it's not ideal. Brad, I hear you clacking away over there. What are you doing? What's going on?
I was just responding to some YouTube chats because we have some of the greatest, fans who join every week and join in some good conversation on the YouTubes and on the Facebooks and all the social medias. And you can tell I'm not as good at doing this as you, but I think that's not why we're here this week.
It's fine. Hey, while we're starting slow, and that's allowed while you're here. If you're for some reason not following our social media accounts, well, why not? The best thing you can do is follow our social media accounts and then DM us to tell us why you weren't. That's fine. Pretty much on every single platform, it's going to be OCSV_soccercast. And, while you're at it, maybe take a gander at the website, ocscpodcast.com. There's plenty of written content there. That's where some of the fun stuff goes. Whatever. We do have one more person joining us tonight. Hopefully he's here.
I'm here. Technical difficulties for right now. I went through a laptop reboot or updates, and it's still going through that right now. It's been almost like 45 minutes. So I apologize for the horrible audio if you're hearing from me. This is from my cell phone using my Bluetooth headset to talk to y'all. But I love the conversation so far between Dylan and Brad. My excitement, I want to see this, and we should put some. Maybe this will be something that can be posted, and we could have the line on Cowshy for this. Will our show have a tornado warning or an earthquake first? Let's get the line going on that, and we'll figure that out, because now that Brad's in tornado country, we have the option: tornado or earthquake. Let's see what happens. But yeah, and y'all were talking about the Eastern Conference. I had to educate my son Kian about that, because he was looking at the standings. Like he looked at me and says, "Why are there so many like good teams on the East?" I'm like, look at the overall, look at all the teams and see how lopsided that conference is. You have like 2 or 3 that have good points and high number of points, because you got teams like Brooklyn and Sporting Jacks. What is it? Sporting Jacks has not won a match this season. Ridiculous. They should have started in League One or something.
That's a little bit disrespectful to League One, because honestly, at this point, I don't see them doing any better in the 3rd tier. But hey, Ray, thanks for being here. Maybe you should try downloading some more RAM. That might solve your update problems. Who knows what you're doing over there? But all the same, let's go back in time a little bit to Saturday night. Of course, Orange County ran out 3-2 winners over Las Vegas, who were hosting. Brad, seeing as you used to be a resident of such a place, run us through this match and your thoughts. Why don't you start us off?
Yeah, first of all, I am absolutely gutted that I didn't get to join the fans out in my old neck of the woods. Unfortunately, timing is. But look, this game, 100%, Orange County proved that their defense is still quite strong. That, if the defense does bend and break a little, we have a top quality goalie in Rando who can bail them out. And even with less of the possession, Orange County still recorded equal shots, made a lot of progress in the final third. I believe, don't fact check me on this, but Backfield posted that Orange County had like 1/3 of the final third entries that Vegas had and ended up game winners. That Orange County is just that much more efficient in the final third, not wasting touches, not wasting possession opportunities, while Vegas is kind of a lop the ball over and see what we can do in that, final little attack. At the end of the day, though, Orange County, I think, did a wonderful job making their own luck, did a wonderful job of capitalizing on some mistakes from Las Vegas, and really showed that, this team deserves to be top of the table in the West.
I like that. This one was a bit crazy. We should probably talk about it at some point before we talk about anything else. I'm not really sure how Bazzini was gifted that goal, but it happened all the same. And I think this is what we talk about when we talk about good teams making their own luck. Of course, Orange County, as for those watching live, very nearly had their own cheap giveaway, and it seemed to be a bit of a pattern across the Western Conference on Saturday night. Maybe more on that later. Brad, Bazzini scores again, maybe a week after a little bit of a rough showing from him. Were you kind of happy with the overall performance, or just happy he happened to be in the right place at the right time?
Look, you said exactly what I've been preaching for years. Good teams make their own luck, and Orange County made their own luck, and hey, they all count the same at the end of the year. Absolutely no complaints from my end. Bazzini's in the right place, doing the right thing. I know we've seen a couple of goals in the World Cup so far. The big major sporting tournament concurring with right now. Quality opportunity, capitalizing on some questionable play from Vegas.
Sure. Ray, you fancy yourself an elite level coach, I believe. So would you like to run me down as to what you would prefer a goalkeeper doing in that situation where they can see the field and the ball?
We're talking about the Bazzini goal?
Yes, we are.
I mean, really what you need to have from the goalie there is a louder voice. This is 100% on the defender. trying to head it back to the keeper while the keeper is coming out of the box. The keeper just needs to be very loud there to make sure the defender does not touch the ball. We're watching the stream. Obviously, none of us are at the stadium. There were a few Orange County fans there, but none of us were in that group. But even on the stream, I don't hear any noise coming from the keeper. That keeper needs to be as loud as possible because the defender can't see everything going on. The defender is assuming the keeper's back there to receive the head, receive the ball. And the defender decides to head it to the keeper while they're already outside the box. Obviously, heading the ball to the keeper is perfect if the keeper's in the box because the keeper can grab it. But once he steps out of the box, it's a bad move. And yeah, the keeper just needs to be more vocal there. The fun part, or I wish our producer Andy had time to really, really work on this and throw some like Benny Hill music on that whole sequence right there. It would have been perfect. Maybe that's something we do later in the social medias because that was a perfect moment for that, if any, in a match that Orange County's involved in. But yeah, that's 100%. The keeper needs to be louder there. Don't blame anything on the defender there.
Yes, producer Andy.
Raymond, that sounds like you're giving me more work for something that you don't ever do.
Well, I'll just say, producer Andy, check your sound bites. I added a new sound bite to your board there, so I didn't tell you, so you can check it out.
You know what's great is the only thing that really works in Ray's house is that laptop trying to do an update at 7:45 every Tuesday night, apparently. So, hey, here we are, all the same. I think we did ask last week who was likely to get booked first, Chris Hagart or Kyle Scott. Now, Chris Hagart went off in the 70th minute, replaced by Jameer Johnson. Kyle Scott did manage to get himself booked in the 88th. So, Brad, does that count if someone goes off, or is this one we're waiting for another rematch? I think in September for a true answer to this one.
I'm actually almost a little upset you didn't ask Ray this because Ray seems to be on the side of removing your players who are at risk of getting a card. But for myself, hey, I don't know exactly what led to Hagar getting pulled in the 70th minute, probably just the normal game sense sub. Orange County is tied at that point, and I believe he was substituted on for Jameer Johnson. Off for Jameer Johnson. Look, I have nothing wrong with that. I think the one substitute that brings me concern, obviously, has to do with Grayson Duty, who pulled up with an injury in the 28th minute of the game, got subbed out earlier than expected, and my thoughts go out to him. He has worked way too hard. He's way too talented of a player, and this injury, again, looked quite devastating. And, truly I hope that he's able to recover and get back to the lineup soon. And if not, hopefully the team's going to be a little bit forthcoming in the next couple of days to weeks to let us know kind of what happened and what to expect.
Yeah, with any luck, he's absolutely a welcome player around, and I think hearing all of his teammates talk about just how much work he's put in to get back and to get fit really says a lot about the character, his character, and just how well liked he is around the place. So, Grayson, we hope to see you back out there soon.
Can I just say really quick? I feel bad for the guy. You could tell the frustration. I mean, I'm surprised he did not break his hand punching the turf after he gave it a go and just figured out it's not going to work, and he just goes back down and he just punches that turf. I'm surprised his hand didn't break, and I feel for the guy, man, because he's a great guy, and I think the fans really hoped to see a long run with Grayson. So hopefully it's not as serious as it could potentially be. We don't know, but yeah, I feel for the guy.
Yeah, the injury train unfortunately rumbles down the track for Orange County. Of course, Orange County is going to be a little bit thin this summer as Pedro Guimaraes heads off to Eintracht Frankfurt probably just a few days from now, if I had to guess. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you have Nicolo Shota playing on his non-preferred side, course, we saw Guimaraes doing that last year. Ryan Dogman suffered from injury, what feels like quite a bit over the last 2 years. So, it's unfortunate. But the nice thing is we still have some positives to talk about from this match. Of course, Orange County winning, Orange County scoring 3 goals. And producer Andy would like me to bring it up. I'm sure you could hear Brad typing about it at the same time. We've tried to get Pedro on a handful of times. We just didn't have Ray to flex the Aliso Viejo-ness of it all to get him here. We did try, but he's perhaps understandably unavailable on media duty for the time being. Let's maybe have some final uplifting moments when talking about this match. Lyle McKinnon probably took it personally last week when Matt Elder and I suggested that Nico Benalcazar play up top. So he did his best to score and I think solidify his lead as the club's leading goal scorer at this point. And of course, Tubbs got on the score sheet. Of the non-gift goals is what I'll put it. Which was your favorite, Raymond?
I'm going to ask you ask Brad that question first.
Okay, well, Brad, did you prefer Garrison Tubbs or Lyle McKinnon's goal on Saturday night?
From a pure, goal scorer perspective, McKinnon had the better goal, but from a game sense perspective, give me big ol' Garrison Tubbs, the least likely person to score a goal on that pitch, scoring a goal. And yes, I'm including Rando and however you pronounce the Vegas goalkeeper. I'm not very good at Icelandic type spelling is what I think it is. But I did not have a Garrison Tubbs goal on my card this year, and the fact that we got one from him in kind of, a cleanup sense, cleanup fashion, absolutely need more of that from him. Really earned a lot of my respect this game, because even though I know he made a couple of mistakes that were bailed out, he 100% showed up when we needed to show up.
Ray, I'll get to you in a second, but Brad, I want to. Garrison Tubbs was the least likely to score person in your eyes.
Yes.
How? What?
Because I just did not expect it, and I don't think he's had a goal this year. I might be wrong, but the fact of the matter is, I didn't see it coming. I saw another goalie goal a la Colin Shuttler before I saw Garrison Tubbs' goal on the scoreboard this year, and I'm wrong. But I also didn't call it.
All right. Hey, fair enough. Raymond, I think you're joining us from a computer. Congratulations. If you'd like to shout out Windows right this moment, have at it. But would you like to tell me whose goal you preferred more on Saturday night? And Ray, just as a heads up, you are currently pulling a Brad, so pump the brakes on thinking Windows just yet.
Are you? All right, here we go. Is that better? You got me now, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Are we talking just about the McKinnon or Tubbs goal, or are we including Bazzini in that?
Yeah, no disrespect to Yanov, but he doesn't get that. He does not get included in this one.
He gets it from me. He gets it from me because that's a hustle goal. If he doesn't finish that play, he doesn't score that goal. It's one thing I taught my kids from the very get-go is put as much pressure as you can on the other team until the goalie has the ball in their hands. If Bazzini isn't hustling there, then Vegas doesn't make that mistake. That's definitely the more impressive goal for me, is because at this level, you don't always see players playing until the very end and hustling and fighting to the very end to try and steal a goal like that. And he did. But we got to give a shout out to McKinnon's goal. That looked like a masterclass blast to the right side of the keeper on the breakaway, and the strength before he even got that shot off, the strength to just sort of dust off the Vegas defender and be like, hey, I barely felt you, buddy. And get that blast off at the keeper that's charging him. I like that goal as well. But Bazzini, wait for the hustle there, man. That created a goal. That hustle 100%.
I'm gonna go ahead and echo the hustle for Garrison Tubbs. Like, if you look, he's not even in the play there when the ball is at the feet, and he runs around, clear around a Vegas defender, and creates an opportunity for himself and absolutely makes a world out of it. 100%, we love to see the hustle out of our players for this team and not giving up on plays. And I just want to shout out, the celebration Tubbs did going to Coach Stone, and big hug, a lot of emotion there. Probably was something that they talked about on the training grounds about, his opportunity was going to come, and it did.
I like to imagine that. I know Danny seems to have quite the relationship with his players, and I'm sure there's plenty of talking involved there. I just want to say, thrilled with this result, 3-2 on the road. I honestly would not have picked us having 3 points after conceding 2 goals probably at any point this year, but Orange County found a way. And of course, welcome back to Ethan Zubak, who played a couple of minutes there towards the end, so hopefully he gets his way back fit. But enough on Vegas. Let's move on as we watch Kyle Scott get himself booked.
I wanted to say one thing, and I know I got dropped off for a second there, and I don't know if y'all said anything, but I want to give props to the traveling fans because we heard you loud and clear on the stream. So props, traveling fans, for being louder than any couple of Vegas fans that were actually at the match.
Well, I don't want to fault the people of Las Vegas for that one. Of course, attendance wasn't great. I think it was a shade under 2,800. But after years of Brent Lashbrook owning the team, I mean, I also probably wouldn't be showing up. And I feel like it was probably 100 or over 100 degrees on Saturday night. So I'm not going to shame them for that. I still hope everyone had a great time in Vegas. Speaking of other hot places in which there's absolutely no reason for anybody to live, Orange County is off to Miami. Actually, they've been on their way. I don't think they ever actually came home after leaving Las Vegas. Tomorrow night, playing the Miami FC. No, not the one that small Argentinian man plays for. The other one, the Pitbull one, if that helps any. Miami FC right now, 8th place in the East, 17 points from 13 matches, and 4 wins, 5 draws to get them to that point. -4 goal difference thus far, however. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag. And if we look at how their season's gone thus far, how do we put it this way? A 0-0 draw against Oakland's maybe not the most exciting thing in the world. A 2-0 loss to Pittsburgh is certainly not the most exciting thing in the world, but they are coming into this match on a week and a half of rest, while Orange County is coming in on 3 days. So perhaps all advantage to the Floridians. What remains to be seen is whether or not Orange County can get another result on the road. Brad, as we head into this match, what's Orange County's key to success here?
Look, just capitalize on whatever momentum you get from this game in Vegas. Obviously, it's not like they flew from New Mexico or where I'm at now out there, so they're going to be catching up all 3 hours of rest, but they did it right after the game. Saturday night, left early Sunday, and they've been in beautiful, hot, humid Miami. It's beautiful, Dylan. You can't lie.
Is it? It's Florida.
Yeah.
You know what was
Florida.
beautiful in Florida? Watching Orange County lift the cup. I don't think anything else has ever been beautiful in Florida.
You know, politics people and habits down there aside, I do think the Caribbean and Eastern Coast is a beautiful place to be. But they've been there for a couple of days, so hopefully they're well rested and adjusted to the time zone, and hopefully they're going to be well rested and adjusted to whatever the temperature and humidity is out there. Probably need to have a World Cup-esque hydration break in there with advertisements needed. But keys to the game, just continue on, keep going, playing your game. It's worked quite well. Orange County doesn't get the first in the West without Danny Stone's game working, and stay healthy. We've we've seen a lot of injuries and a lot of next men up. Don't know how Grayson Duty's doing, if he made the trip or if he's back in Orange County recovering, but he's going to have big shoes to fill. There's going to be a lot of people that we're hoping to see step back into the lineup soon. The Kevin Partitas. You said Ethan Zubak came back. Love to see a little bit more minutes out of him. But just staying healthy on this trip is probably the most paramount thing. I'm okay with a point so long as nobody gets hurt.
Feels like a fair trade-off. Ray, it's going to be in the mid to high 80s tomorrow night, and the humidity, I believe, is going to be about 70%. So, in your ideal Miami-styled hydration break, brought to you by, powered by Lenovo AI or whatever AI garbage slop is powering the World Cup. Who is advertising? Is it a local car dealership? Is it a local restaurant? Is it I don't know, the CIA?
I wouldn't be surprised if you have the Scotland traveling fans out there and buying the advertising space for that. Although they'll have a more important match that they're watching. Have y'all seen how they're taking over baseball stadiums, the World Cup stadiums, the cities that they're traveling to? They'll be in Miami tomorrow. My concern is, are some of the Orange County players going to go try and partake in some of the festivities? There's some connections to Scotland with this team, and that would be a little bit of a concern there for me. But that if I'm going to bet money, I don't know anything about who sponsors the Miami FC, so I'll put my money on the Scotland fans putting some money together and buying a spot for whatever they want to buy it for. Here's one thing I want to call out, though. Let's not be scared of Miami. 6 of their points are against Sporting Jacks and Brooklyn. And so really they should only be on like 11 points right now, which would put them basically right above Sporting Jacks and Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference. So this is probably a mirage when we're seeing the standings, the table for Miami FC. They're looking a little bit better because they've played literally the worst 2 teams in all of the USL Championship early on in the season and earned 6 points off of those matches. So let's not be as scared of this team as maybe it looks when you're seeing, hey, they're 8th place in the East. We're scared. Now, just my luck, they're probably going to go and do something where Orange County is going to choke or something. But no, we're in first place. We're in first place. Over 40% of the season, we're in first place. So this team has proven themselves, and they've proven themselves on the road. So let's not be scared of Miami FC. They've got 6 points off of what is basically gimme matches. I'm just hoping Orange County doesn't celebrate and party with the Scots tonight or tomorrow morning, and thus they're not playing at their full potential.
I am confused as to why they'd be celebrating tonight when they don't play until tomorrow. Partying with them, because the Scotland fans are having fun, and it could be very enticing for anyone, regardless if you're a soccer fan, soccer player, or whatnot, to want to join in those festivities from what we've seen on social media. I think they've been the best traveling fans for the World Cup so far.
Hey, if David Wells did it hungover, and if Michael Jordan did it with the flu, who says that Orange County players can't party tonight? David Wells. Oh, wait.
No, I was saying Stephen Kelly can go party and have a masterclass performance tomorrow.
Exactly. He can go have a 10-star FOT mob rating after partying.
Who's David Wells?
He is go look up your baseball, your stickball.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were just filling the hole that Larry left this weekend, but yes, apparently David Wells from California, no less, from SoCal, no less, actually. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should continue to talk about soccer a little bit. Ray, I'm mildly disappointed that you did not bring up the fact that former show guest Dalton Knutson, who I think you played FIFA against at some point in 2020, is probably going to be playing in this match. So perhaps you have plenty to worry about. Do you have any insight after playing FIFA against this man 6 years ago?
I don't even remember what teams. It was probably the team where I was doing the cat celebration that you love so much, Dylan. but if I recall, he was actually pretty darn good at the game. So I
do
did not
remember
do
you
too well.
losing.
Yes, but I believe he was a great opponent because I think we had him on the show as well. So if you don't know what we're talking about, beginning of COVID, when there was no real like soccer on the field, a bunch of us fans and podcasters decided, hey, let's do a esports league, and we went through the crazy fun part of broadcasting those matches on our YouTube, our podcast channel, our show channel. So go check it out. Those are still alive and well on YouTube if you want to see what that was like. But no, and I saw in the chats, they beat Louisville.
Louisville.
This isn't the same Louisville team that we've seen over the last couple of years.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. But this is an Orange County victory. I don't even have to do the whole 5-0 Miami prediction to guarantee the victory here. It's we're gonna get that. We got players on fire right now. They're team of the week players that we have.
That's true. We'll talk about that more in a second. Ray, score prediction at Pitbull Stadium
So I guess if we're going Pitbull Stadium, we're going to go 30-5 Orange County. Mr. 305 is going to go down.
All right. I don't even know why I bothered. Brad, what's the score prediction
Before I give my score prediction, I just have to call out Mr. I'm not going to do 5-0. Went and did 30-5. And yes, I understand the symbolism, but producer Andy, if you need a soundbite from this week, I think that's the perfect one. Just go ahead and throw that up.
Yes.
Please tell me that was the soundbite that you had prepped. All that. Oh my gosh. Anyways, back to my score prediction. I'm going to be a lot more boring. I did say I'm happy with a tie, so I'm going to reflect that on my score prediction and hope I'm wrong. 1-1.
Okay. All right. I don't love it. I'm gonna go 2-0 Orange County here. I do think we can do it, even in the humidity, even on the turf. I think Orange County's got enough about them. So, and I mean, let's be honest, and let's honestly just congratulate. It's not let's take pity about Miami here. It's congratulations to Curaçao's Eloy Room, who's currently representing his country at the World Cup. So he will not be playing tomorrow night. He's been busy providing shock results as part of the Curaçao team. I think he made like 15 saves or something a couple days ago. All the same, 2-0 Orange County for me. If you've got score predictions, don't be afraid to drop them in the chat. And let's move right along / right back in time really quickly to talk about the fact that we have 2 players in the team of the week. One, Garrison Tubbs, and the Scot, who's hopefully not having too much fun with the Tartan Army, Stephen Kelly. Now, I think Stephen will get to watch a little bit of his country's match tomorrow, but I highly doubt he's going to get to go to the game. Ray is shaking his head like crazy as if he's not going to have time at all. But why am I
don't
wrong?
want him watching the match because it's an hour before our kickoff. It's not.
I thought it was. This is on me for not being able to read, but I thought it was 4 hours before the kickoff. So nobody tell him your spoilers, and we'll go on with that one.
Just tag him on all the updates for the World Cup match, right?
Well, I reckon he's probably not going to be on his phone in the final hour before a match, but stranger things have happened, of course. Garrison Tubbs probably deservedly in the team of the week. Yes, Orange County did concede twice on Saturday. However, he scored the game-winning goal, and he has looked more and more comfortable as the season has gone on. I do feel like there's a noticeable drop off when he's not on the pitch, and he is keeping a very talented Tyson Espy out of the team right now. So competition is good, and thankfully we have 3 very capable center backs on our team. And of course, Stephen Kelly is looking better and better. I feel like he looks a lot better with Nico Benalcazar alongside him and just being able to be freed, but it took him a bit, I think, last year to get going. This year, it looks like he's been here for years. And it's wonderful to see. He's able to spring a ball all over the place. Ray, you've changed your background once again. For those not watching along live, care to explain what's happening?
The picture paints itself. They need to watch the video format of the show if they want to know what you're talking about, Dylan. Which you can find that on Spotify or on our YouTube channel. Yeah. Actually,
I think some of our fans would be happy if I called you out for this one. Spotify has not been updating. So, maybe once that Windows update's finished for you. We'll fix that. Ray will fix that. Not producer Andy, and certainly not myself. All right, wonderful. Not really sure what exactly is happening behind me, or behind Ray, I should say. But Orange County back at it again tomorrow night. It feels a little bit crazy that we're already here. Anyone have any final thoughts on this match? Actually, producer Andy does. Miami's backup goalkeeper is Felipe Rodriguez. He's 22. He's played in 4 matches, and he's got 5 goals against. He does have 1 clean sheet. And he's made 16 saves from 21 shots. So does that provide any food for thought for you?
He's not Alex Rando, and this is a picture from the future. This is basically 24 hours from now. You got Mr. Worldwide crying on the sideline.
Thank you for poisoning whatever small amount of water is left for another weird photo. Thanks, Ray. Appreciate that a lot. Wonderful.
You see those videos on like TikTok and Instagram. The guys that go to the future, they sent me this via my private messages from the future. So go ahead, John.
Right.
Take back the show.
I'm just really glad that Ray's completely lost his mind this week. I don't know, maybe a Windows update needs to happen for his brain. Sounds like Columbia just scored. If you happen to be watching along I think Brad is in fact watching along in another window, and I won't even fault him for that one. Of course, we're not going to get to actually watch that happen, which is a bit unfortunate. But
this is highlights of it right here, right?
Yeah. While we're on the topic of World Cup stuff, how week 2 has come and gone. We are heading into everyone's 3rd match. I mean, even towards the kind of the end of the groups here. So Orange County, whatever. I wish it was Orange County. The United States playing their last match against an already out of the tournament Turkey. Ray is giving 2 thumbs down and booing. I can only imagine why. But hey, Thursday. So you can have a whole bunch of days of soccer back to back to back, and there will be a watch party in Anaheim at the Hive. So I think that starts 6. Kickoff for that match is at 7. I think Orange County's putting it on, so you might as well go have some fun, watch with some like-minded people. That is probably the best part of the World Cup. I don't think I've ever had as much fun watching soccer as I have with other people, and usually preferably at some sort of drinking hole or watering hole, I guess is the technical term. So Ray, are you headed to that one? Brad, I'm going to assume you're not, since you're like 7 states away.
Well, let me first preface it. My booing was nothing to do with Team USA. I know I caught flack from my co-hosts and from other fans for saying, "Hey, I'm cheering for Belgium," but my booing was for the tiebreaker method for this year's World Cup. I'm not a fan of it. I would have loved to see Turkey still have like this remote chance of moving on based off of goal differential in this match, thus making it sort of not just sort of handing USA a potential free win, because Turkey don't give a what about the result here now. But yeah, I unfortunately I won't be able to make it to this watch party. My son Kian, who I talk about quite a bit playing soccer, he's actually doing basketball camp over the summer for his high school, and he will have a match. And thus I don't think I'll make it from that match a game. Make it in time for this. Yeah, I know, Dylan, you caught me. I was using soccer terminology for basketball and it didn't quite work.
Or even tennis terminology, perhaps. For those of you that are producer Andy super fans, and let's be honest, that should be all of you. Producer Andy is a solid maybe on Thursday night. So, hey, if you want to go and you would like to buy a not beer for our beloved producer, well, go make it happen.
Prediction for the match, Dylan. Do you have a prediction for that match?
No. No, I don't care.
Here's my question for you, Brad, since Dylan doesn't care. Being that USA has already basically guaranteed they're moving on, do they rest players to avoid injuries, or do they go for the clean sweep in the group stage and ensure the top of the group?
Hey, my Reno friends and I have a saying for this.
Which they've already
Play the cupcakes. Play all the young players. Play the people who aren't seeing the field. If you could bring up Diego Luna, he deserves to be there and to be played in this game. I I don't 100% agree with you about the tiebreakers being bad. If Turkey wanted to make it out of groups, they should have had a result earlier. Like, you're supposed to win games in order to make it. Obviously, I would still like them to not have, or to be able to make it out of groups. Like, it sucks playing 2 games and being Haiti, Turkey, and one other team that's escaping my mind right now. But you got to win games to make it out. And as much as we all hate Infantino and the FIFA organization and how them in the United States and the politics of our world, expanding the tournament to 48 teams has not had a negative impact on the product. We've seen a lot of really good performances out of Curacao in the previously mentioned Ely Room. We've seen Cabo Verde and their 40-year-old goalkeeper themselves keep 2 competitive draws against Spain and Uruguay. And this tournament's been absolutely phenomenal. It's really been quite a treat to watch, and knowing that, Italy's not there is probably the funniest part.
Always, forever, always. It is karma for what should have never been a red card on Zinedine Zidane, because, of course, none of the refs actually saw that headbutt happen. So, yes. Well, let's talk about it, because there's a lot of third place spots up for grabs for once. And right now, I think Sweden is the most likely to move on. Scotland next from that group. And the team I said I was most excited about, Cape Verde, or as Ray likes to say, Cabo Verde. I'll put it this way. Watching this show is like watching soccer. You could listen. It's more fun to watch. I don't know what he's doing at all. I never do. And I think that's the magic of this podcast. I think the magic of the sport is not knowing who's going to advance. Who is the U.S. going to play if they top the group? Who is Mexico going to play? I think they topped their group officially. Is Scotland going to move on? Can they get a draw at least against Brazil? Can they shock Brazil and win? Can Cabo Verde win the World Cup as much as I hope they will? Who knows? That makes everything all the more fun. And we can pour a little bit out for, Panama, Uzbekistan, Jordan, Iraq. I think Senegal's out. New Zealand, I'm pretty sure, is going to be out. Tunisia is going to be out.
I apologize.
One out for the Saudis.
I gotta go after Brad here on this, because he's all for this new tiebreaker thing. It takes away from some slight hope for some of these teams where they come into this final match. We know they're eliminated pretty much, but they have this slight hope that if all the magic works out because of goal differential, they can get past. And because there's not that hope now, it ruins half of these last matches, because now teams have no chance and other teams are now basically gifted easy matches because of it. So that's my gripe with it. I just have a problem with that. Okay, sorry.
Dylan, I want you to have the floor back, but I need to address that.
Have at it, my friend.
Win games? I don't know, like
I get
Ray,
it.
you can create AI slop that looks like you and has Brad's corner and sad face back there, but yeah, whatever that slop is. But at the end of the day, I agree with you. I do prefer the tiebreakers as they should be, not as they are. But this is how they are. Like, this is what FIFA decided, and we're still getting competitive groups. And Cabo Verde is not eliminated yet. Why? Because they've been getting results.
Yeah,
I get
look at
it.
that.
I'm just saying I don't like gifting an easy match to some of these teams or a match that doesn't really matter to some of these teams. That's the only thing. In the past, you might have one, maybe two of these. This year, we have a bunch of them because of the tiebreaker, because you have a team like, I don't know, Turkey that has lost to the two other teams. They have a chance of equalizing on points. Thus, if a goal differential was a thing, they actually are going to try. Now they don't have to try. They could send basically all the starters home to not get injured and just play the B team. And now USA is gifted a match. Now in that match, it doesn't really matter because USA's already won the group as well. But that's another thing, right? If you have goal differential, then you have the two teams sitting on 3 points. If Turkey can pull the upset and get the win, and those two teams, one of those teams gets a win, now they could potentially win the group. It creates more drama in that way. I'm not saying that I think these teams that didn't score goals or have struggled, should get a free pass. I'm just upset that it's taken away from some of the last match drama of the group stages that we would have had. That's all I'm saying. Go for it. This has been too much of a discussion on this. We'll move on.
Oh, I wasn't necessarily done with it. Easy match, Spain time with Cabo Verde. Easy game. Belgium got grouped, so rest in peace to Ray's team there. Thanks, Kawichin, for being here again. Let's talk about the more egregious failure of this World Cup. Ray loves an either-or question, so here we go. Is it a greater affront to the sport that we have water breaks that are 3 minutes long with ads, or the tiebreaker head-to-head thing changing? Brad, you first.
Oh, that one's easy. $500 million speak for themselves on why they did it. That's, I think, what I saw. They estimate these 3-minute advertisements and the quarter markings of the game is generating for FIFA over the entire month-long tournament. And hey, chase that bag. Domestic leagues, I swear their backlash will be pretty fierce if you adopt this. If the Premier League adopts this, I don't think we'd see a Premier League. I think Championship might be a little bit more Premier.
Oh,
right, fair.
I've been booing the hydration breaks every time they come on the screen. So.
And how do your dogs feel about that?
They don't mind the booing as much as they don't like the cheering or the loud clapping that I do when there's an awesome moment. So they don't mind.
What have you had to cheer as a Belgium fan?
Well, I cheered earlier today when the Clippers made their number 5 pick of the draft. So.
You
Okay.
know what?
For that one.
I'll agree with Ray here. I have a Belgium jersey myself. I have been a closeted Belgium rooting fan. I want the French fries, the whatever you want to call them, to make it out of groups. Yeah, the frites to make it out of group, and they're not dead. They're gonna get a result hopefully against New Zealand. I don't know why Belgium's playing against France and Ray's slap photo though.
Here's my biggest issue with the water breaks. I have no problem with a hydration break. Just bring the water onto like the pitch where when a player's hurt, you know how they bring the big old like bucket of water for all the players on either side to drink. Do that. I don't like the aspect of it where it's giving the coaches basically a break, a quarter break, like in other sports, like the basketball, where first quarter, then a break. The second quarter, then a longer break, third quarter, a break, fourth quarter, end of game. And you're having these moments where these coaches are now able to do tactics, full on tactics, because it's a guaranteed 3-minute break in the middle of a match. So it's taken away from not just the flow of the match, but it's changing the tactics of the sport entirely, which it sucks. It's horrible. I dislike it. Part of the beauty of soccer is having to make changes, make adjustments on the fly, with limited resources of being able to coach your players and give your players instructions. Thus, you see the players bringing out notes on their little, juice packs or whatever those squeeze packs they have to get the electrolytes into their body. And there's a note attached to it, or a note passed to someone, or whispers to someone. I like it that way. And if you don't like it, great. You can like the new style of this, but it's horrible. It's taken away from the true art and the beauty of the game of soccer.
Who knew that AYSO had the truest form of the sport all along? Welcome back to Four Quarters. I feel like I'm 7 years old again, and I'm playing on. I just remember that we wore blue and white, but I could not remember the name change. Oh, what a shame. All right. What did we learn this week? Or do you have any random soccer thoughts? Brad, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I learned that Ray, for all of his incorrect opinions, had a correct one when it came to hydration breaks. Couldn't have said it better myself, so I'm not even going to hark on it too much longer.
It's honestly impressive. I suppose even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Ray, they're usually shoving carbs down their gullets during these breaks. But yes, I'm right with you, just so we're all on the same page. You should just have to try and get some water in you like it's a football practice from the 1960s, and you're going to get beat if you get caught. I think that's the way to keep the sport pure. Ray, did you learn anything this week?
Well, I'm going to go with a random thought because you brought up youth soccer. And my kids, when I coach, we didn't play AYSO. We played a different league where we did traditional halves. We didn't do quarters. I want both of y'all's opinion, and the fans can jump on here. My kids were creative with some of their team names. I'm going to name 3 of my favorite team names. You tell me which one you like the best. Pikachu FC, Laser Sharks, Green Thunder. Go for it, Dylan. Which one was your favorite out of those 3?
Pass.
See, Pikachu FC sounds like it was actually made by a kid who's just obsessed with Pokemon, while the others sounded like AI slop, like the rest of your backgrounds on this episode. So, and I'm going to assume you used AI.
Picked by kids, Brad. They were all picked by the kids. Thus, you have Laser Sharks and Green Thunder because, obviously Thunder has a color. Listeners, throw it on the chat or tag us in social media. Which of those team names you like the best?
Laser Sharks got a shout out from our super fan, Maddie King. And I think perhaps it's best to just leave it at that. Don't get sued by Nintendo. Let's not talk about that little yellow thing too much. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Miami match. Orange County's hopefully picking 3 points home, and then, back to Rhode Island after that. So thanks for being with us this week. We hope to see you on Spotify soon enough. Otherwise, in your usual locations, will be available. For Raymond, for Brad, for producer Andy, and for myself.
One last thing, Dylan.
Black Soccer. Fine.
We did it without a hydration break. This is the Orange and Black Soccer Cast, so we are out.